Hello and welcome to OpenStack Liberty demo. My name is Betri. I run an organization called as Cloud Enabled. We are running 24/7 OpenStack support and implementation, and also training services today. Cloud Enabled is also an OpenStack corporate sponsor. So basically, we are into four services: consulting, implementation, trainings, and cloud support, all around OpenStack and AWS. We are also available on OpenStack.org under the consulting marketplace on consulting and integrators category. You can find us more details about us. These are our integration service. We specialize in deploying OpenStack and Apache CloudStack based private and public clouds from a permission perspective. We also offer migration service which includes OpenStack Nova instances if you want to migrate to Amazon Web Services. And also, if you have an in-house VMware ESXi based infrastructure, we can migrate your VMware virtual machines to Amazon EC2. From a virtual data center implementation perspective, we implement virtual data centers based on VMware ESXi 5.x and above, Microsoft Hyper-V, Citrix Xen Server, and KVM on Ubuntu, SUSE Linux, or CentOS. We also have a 24/7 support team based out of Bangalore, operating global customers today. We run proof of concept for OpenStack, deployment, and support. We also have broadest portfolio of cloud trainings today, which is 28 different cloud training programs right from foundation, intermediate to expert level. And today we are the only company who are able to deliver an expert level training on OpenStack infrastructure as a service, which includes integration of OpenStack with VMware. It includes OpenStack integration with Hyper-V, includes OpenStack with KVM, and deploying an OpenStack highly available enterprise cloud. So these are some of our ratings on OpenStack trainings. We have never been rated below 5 stars today. If you go to openstack.org, you can look at the training feedbacks we have received. And these are our OpenStack IS expert certified students. We also have a managed private cloud based on OpenStack, which is called as Cloud Enabled Open Cloud. So what we try to do here is we ensure that you do not end up paying a license fee. So we use pure 100% OpenStack and deploy it for you and manage L1, L2 and L3 level issues if you have any. So basically we have kept it open. There's no vendor lock-in. You can buy any physical hardware as long as it supports Intel VT or AMD V. We can use that and convert into a compute and controller nodes. And you have a hypervisor choice. You can choose vXen, KVM, a VMware, or you could use Microsoft Hyper-V. And we can also deliver this on-premise or off-premise for you. And there's no vendor lock-in on the hardware perspective. We have done a vendor-neutral sizing for compute, storage, and networking. You can buy these components from any of your preferred vendors, and we'll build it for you. It's also backed by cloud-enabled enthusiast support team, which is 24/7 with 30 minutes of response time. So a quick architecture, how it would look like. So we'll have a couple of proxy servers based on open source. We'll have OpenStack controllers. We'll have databases and the compute nodes. And these are the reference architecture which have been designed today. We have in size of 50 virtual machine private cloud and 100 virtual machine private cloud free size configuration. We can also go beyond 100. We need to into your application requirements and decide on. But these are commercially available, where you can actually, for a 50 VM and 100 VM, we have a fixed configuration which you can acquire. And that's about my company. So let's jump into the demo for OpenStack Liberty. So I've taken an approach of deploying OpenStack Liberty. Let me show you quickly around the repo link. So pretty much you need to follow the OpenStack guide for Kilo from an installation perspective. The only change is you need to add a repo which is trusty updates liberty.list and continue your OpenStack documentation as of now as I speak. I was able to get this up and running though the release is not yet happened. You can use this particular repo link and follow the Kilo official lab guide of OpenStack installation and you should be able to successfully get your Liberty up and running. Right, so let's move on. So this is our OpenStack.cloudenable.com/horizon. It's an OpenStack Liberty edition and we'll log in as an administrator. You can also refer to OpenStack Juno demo or complete demo on OpenStack around the dashboard and other things. The idea of this demo is to look at how Liberty dashboard looks like. So we have got the hypervisor section, which also enables us to know the host name and the number of compute nodes we got and the status of it. We got the host aggregate function, which allows you to create zones and add a respective host of your choice. So zone 01, let's see, New York. And then you can also manage which host should be part of this zone. So we'll try to add the single compute. That's our host aggregate. Since we have an admin login, it's a fresh cloud. We'll not see any instance as of now. So these are the flavors which are default created by OpenStack. We're going to create a new one for us. Let's call it as cloud enabled flavor. Name it 6. Let's give it 2 CPU. It 2 GB of RAM, couple of 10 GB of disk. Remember to keep it 0. Let's go ahead and create the flavor. You also can give access to a specific tenant if you wish to this particular flavor by going to flavor access, and you can add it to the particular domain, which is nothing but the projects here. Alright, so we got our flavor up and running. Let's go ahead and create some projects in the identity. Project. Enabled. Used by So the project members, we could add the project members. These are the service users, so we'll not add them. Also, in terms of each project, we can assign a different quota. So probably for the cloud enabled account, which is my tenant, I would want to assign instance of 20. I can also limit them by number of volumes they can create up to 20. Number of GB of volumes and snapshots. Amount of RAM they can use. Basically amount of floating IPs which are nothing but used for NATing to connect to the private VMs you launch, the number of subnets, routers, and so forth. So we are okay with this configuration, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on project, create. So we're going to log in as a user. Just after creating a user now, which is Anil. Cloud-enabled.com. So keep it short, password. Select a project. It's cloud enabled. So we have several roles. We're gonna make him as a member so that we log in as a user and create some virtual machines. That was a very quick demo around the dashboard. As I told you, you can also refer OpenStack Zero demo. You can search on YouTube. You'll get more in-depth demo around other functions within administrative tasks. Then I'll look at networks. So I already have created a public network for us, which is on flat network 192.168.1.0/24. So we'll now log in as a user. Before that, let's sign out. Password. So here's the view of a tenant. When he logs in, he gets to know that he's allowed a number of instances and how much he has used. So we did create a project which we limited 20 instances, and you can see that it's used 0 of 20 because it's first time user logging in now. He can also pull out a report on his usage based on a start date and the end date. So let's try and look at instances tab. There's a 0 VMs as of now. Let's go to network. So seems like it's an issue right now. Okay, just go to networks. Routers. We got the project tab. So that user gets to know from which project he's part of. So that's our user login. Login as admin back. Go to chat. Login. Login. Let's create a network. PVT01. Subnet 01. 0.1.0/24. 0.1.1. You'll also notice that whenever we launch a new VM in this network, normally the .3 used to be used by the DHCP service and .1 used to be used by the gateway. Now the things have changed. .2 is now reserved for DHCP service today, the DHCP port. Let's create another network. PVT02 subnet 2 0.2.0/24. So we got two networks now, a 2.0 network and 1.0 network. So let's go ahead and launch instance. Remember we have private 1 which is 1.0 network and private 2 which is 2. So you can see the zone we created. We are able to select the zone. Let's call it as VM01. We're going to stick to a tiny Linux which is ROS. Networking, let's attach him to private 1 network. So when the VM spins up, so we're going to launch another instance on private network 2. Let's give the moment. Let's spin up. There's an additional difference in the way you add subnets. So during demo, we used to have add subnet tab on your router name itself. So this VM is building, so we have the virtual machine 1 in active state. While this happens, what we also want to achieve is create a router that has these two subnets so that we can ping 1.0 VM with 2.0 network VM. Let's create a router. Let's call it as cloud enabled router. Select. We're not going to select the public network for now. We got the router. Look at earlier we used to get an add interface tab right here, which is right now not available. There's also additional things why it's been of importance for us. One, we can add a static route. There's a new tab which has popped up. Let's give it some moment. So into the router. One, we had the interfaces on the below section earlier prior to this. Now we have another tab for interfaces where you can add an interface. One of the change, let's add DVT1. Also add another interface which is 2.DVT2. There's another tab for static routes where you can add a static route if required. So let's go back and see how our topology looks like. So we have two private networks, a single router connected to our interface. So you can also add interface from here. Right. So let's try to log into VVT1 virtual machine. So can see we got 1.3 IP address as I told you before. So 1.2 is now reserved for DHCP port by default. Let's also try to log into our second VM. Two dot three VM. So what we're going to achieve is to see that the router is functioning properly. We're going to ping 10.0.2.3 VM from the private network 1. We got it ping successful. Let's do the other way around. Ping 10.0.1.3. We're going to ping the VM which is on private network 1 from the VM which is from private network 2. So both the pings are successful. So let's try out ping to 8.8, which will not happen because our router doesn't have a subnet attached. The gateway router attached to the public network. Let's go back to our dashboard. If you look at our router is not attached to the public network, so we're gonna do that in a simple steps. Go back to routers, set gateway, select your public network. Right. So we are able to ping internet from both the private VMs. The very last thing we would like to do is try to SSH to these VMs. Let's see the mapping function is working. SSH security, loading IPs, plug with IP to the project. So give us a public IP in my particular private network, which I can attach a virtual machine to. So let's associate that to VM1, which is 1.3. And that's associated. We need to also enable the security group rule to allow SSH. Great, so we are connected plus DSN. So we are connected to 1.3. So that's pretty much we got from the VM perspective. Let's also validate the Liberty volume functionality. So we got a demo which I just created one before. Let me create another for us. Keep it 2 GB. Create the volume. So as the volume gets created, we can look at the function of attaching a virtual machine disk. We can attach the 1 GB drive I created earlier just to save time for us. And choose attaching the volume. Service. service. Yeah, great. So volumes are getting created. It's a matter of restarting your services from the center. It should be able to attach the volume. As part of demo, we need to now look at a snapshot of the VM. Snap VM. So that's creating a snapshot. So the last demo which you want to look at is launch a new VM using the snapshot. Okay. That's ready. Go to instances. Let's delete our virtual machine which we created the snapshot. Launch a new instance. It's called as snapped VM. Move from snapshot. There you go. Got our snapshot ready. We're going to launch this in project 1. So the VM is spawned. It's active. So we have completed successfully from the virtual machine operation perspective. We are able to launch VMs. We are able to create private subnets, attach subnets to a router, set gateway to the router, able to ping internet, and also able to do SSH functionality. Since it also does work, you just have to restart the service if you have any issue. So as to save time, we're not going to do that. It does work. You can see the wallet is also created. Thank you for watching this video, and you can find us on training.cloudenable.com. We have various vendor-neutral training programs. We have OpenStack training tab exclusively only for OpenStack related trainings, where we have 7 different training programs around OpenStack. OpenStack Administrator is a single node OpenStack deployment training using Liberty, which is going to happen October 17th batch. OpenStack KV Specialist, which is OpenStack with KVM multi-node. OpenStack V Specialist is around OpenStack with VMware vCenter integration. We have OpenStack HV Specialist, which is OpenStack with Hyper-V integration. We have OpenStack High Availability, where we deploy OpenStack on different machines. So we'll have 2 load balancer, 2 OpenStack controllers, 2 Neutron servers with L3HA and DSCP-HA configured. We'll also have 2 database servers, MySQL based. We'll also have 2 AVM servers, and the backend will be using Chef storage with 3 storage nodes, OSG, 1 monitor server for Chef, and 1 admin appliance for Chef. We also announced OpenStack Neutron Specialist, which is around SDN and NFP. It's a 5-day training program. It's the first training, as far as my knowledge goes, where there's a commercially available training which talks about SDN and NFP. It talks about building openly switch from source code, deep dive around OpenStack Neutron with OpenStack Neutron with Open Daylight integration, OpenStack Neutron with Open Control integration, and OpenStack Neutron is Cisco Nexus integration. So people who are networking background, they want to pursue their career in OpenStack networking side. This is the best possible training today available by far on the planet. And you can contact us. We have offices in India. We also plan an office in Singapore soon. These are coordinates. You can write to info@thecloudenable.com, or you can also fill up an inquiry form by selecting the service on consulting implementation around OpenStack or trainings. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope to see you in the next demos soon.